Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first unit of our course, Unit 1, which is what this brief podcast will focus on. So, as I said and hopefully you've had a chance now to review my introductory podcast, reviewing how I've set up the Canvas site, maybe the one on this page, just welcoming you to the course, and also a little bit more about me, like your getting to know you podcast in the link. So again, this focuses just on Unit 1. And as I mentioned before, the first thing to start with is the readings, to review the readings. And there is quite a bit of reading in this particular unit. It starts out with our what is kind of like our text. It's the SAGE materials overviewing some basic concepts about practical research and evaluation in chapters 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. These are short pieces, so it's not quite as much as it looks like. Also, there is a little piece on ethics for students that you need to read. And then there's something that reviews gray literature. And gray literature is important in education because it often informs policy and different guidelines. So that's something you want to be familiar with. It's a short introduction to that. And then Elizabeth and Deborah Zorns have put together a short review of what a literature review is, which is something you're going to need to do for your final project, regardless of your pathway out of here. And so you'll want to take a look at that. That's very informative. So that's the reading and viewing for Unit 1. Okay, let's go back here and take a look at Unit 1, taking the schedule. You want to review the schedule and see what the due dates are. Unit 1 has a lot of activities, as I mentioned in my introductory, and that's intentional to get our learning community up and going. And it's something that you need to jump right in, get going on, because it's really easy to get behind on the activities and miss the posting deadline. And because I'm asking people to comment on each other's postings, I take that deadline as a hard stop, and I myself, for your contribution, don't review posts that come in after the deadline. And part of the reason for that is because I'm asking people to comment on each other's post, and I don't want to hold everybody up if somebody's going to post 5 days after the deadline to go back in and look at your post. So you need to do these in a timely way by the deadline. And the first one is going to be a Padlet check-in, where you just check in and present, select an image and say a little bit about it that reflects, at this point, your experience with research and academic writing. Hopefully, by the end of this course, it'll be a little different. The second activity is a very important activity. In this activity, you're going to reflect. You're going to do a writing assignment. You're going to reflect on your own writing, and you're going to review the sources that are available through the Writing Center on how to write an academic paragraph and how to cite resources in APA style. And then you're going to go and actually, once you've completed all those reviews and reflection, you're going to write a short academic essay. The specific directions are here. This is not going to be graded, but it is submitted, and I'm going to turn it around as fast as I can to you, because it's going to let me know where you are in terms of your academic writing. And so that's important. I may have particular comments that I make when I see your paper that'll steer you towards resources in the Writing Center. I might provide some extra coaching. I just want to see where you are in terms of your academic writing. So as I said in my instructor expectations, we need to start where you are and work from there. So again, it will be an academic, and please read the specific instructions. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the Ask the Instructor forum. In this third activity, you're going to talk about what makes a good research question based on your reading. In the fourth activity, you're doing some discussions about the differences between quantitative and qualitative and mixed methods research. We are going to go over those a little bit more deeply in one of our class huddles. And also, of course, your reading covers this in depth. And then your understanding of the differences between primary and secondary research. These are Padlet posts, and you'll be posting yours and commenting on others. In activity number 5, you're going to practice drafting an overarching research question. And this is going to be the one place that I am going to say that if you want to use generative AI, you can. And the reason is because many researchers often use generative AI to draft a good research question. I am going to ask, however, if you decide to do that, that you do one question that you on your own come up with, and then you do one that AI comes up with. And you let us know which one is which. In other words, you do a citation for the generative AI. And how to do a citation for using generative AI is also covered in the Writing Center. Activity 6 is really a getting ready step for Unit 2, in which you have a team project. And so you're going to be coming up and making a team agreement, and you'll want to read through exactly what this is. There's a link here to the team agreement exercise. And then this unit ends with your first graded assignment, which is assignment number 1. And you're going to be talking about some of the key concepts that you learned about research, whichever ones you want to talk about, but you'll want to read through assignment 1, and I'll be going over this in the huddle too. And you'll be writing a full essay covering a few concepts that stood out for you about introduction to research. Okay, concepts like literature review, concepts like quantitative versus qualitative, primary, secondary research. Many of those things are covered in the early readings. Let me look over here at my notes and see if I'm forgetting anything. Because that was a very quick walkthrough, I realized, but I don't want to, I'd rather underteach and overcoach. Yeah, again, I want to encourage you that if you have questions about any of the assignments in Unit 1, that you post them in the instructor forum, that you, if you can make it, that you come to my office hours Tuesday, which is tomorrow if you're looking at this on Monday, and that we get a chance to get acquainted. And I'm going to be covering, I'm going to be taking a look at the differences between quantitative, qualitative, and mixed methods research a little bit as well on Tuesday. And then again, if you want an individual conversation, don't hesitate to email me and we can set up a Zoom to do that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's everything. As I said, it'd be short. I'd rather have your questions. In other words, the biggest advice I have is to jump in as quickly as possible to Unit 1 and get going on the activities. Hopefully you're seeing this podcast Monday and not towards the end of the week. And then you can get going because some of the things are already due by the end of the week. All right. Thank you.